to our boot camp graduation extravaganza party today. We are so excited to be here with you. And, you know, a lot of times Kate and I, when we're working with coaches and entrepreneurs, one of the things that we see a lot of is people will sign up for programs, they'll have great intentions, they'll set pretty good goals, but then they don't follow through, they don't take action. And one of the big reasons that we've come here today is because we have just finished one of our boot camp programs, a 10-week program, and we have our creme de la creme, like the rock stars of our boot camp program, the cum laude, if you would, of this class, that have, they've agreed to hang out with us for a little bit today because we want you to hear from them about the results that they are getting in their business, about where they were just, what, 4 or 5 months ago, the challenges that they were facing, what their journey has been like, and the commitments they made, so that you can kind of get a behind-the-scenes little sneak peek at what it really takes to take your business to the next level. So we've got a handful of our boot camp grads here today. We're going to introduce them to you in just a few minutes. We've got 7 of them with us right now, and in the next 90 minutes that we have together with you, we're going to be bringing some more in. So you'll see some of these come and some go and some new ones join in, and we really want you to have a, well, an insider's perspective of what it takes to create a thriving business. So, shall we get started?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just wanted to say a couple of things. Number one, these folks were put through the ringer. We checked websites, what we created for an opt-in. We listened to and looked at their free gifts. We talked to them about how they're beginning to grow their business, what kinds of marketing things they're put in place. So these folks have gone through the entire program and come out with the best of the best. And believe me, we had tons of people that were wanting to be in this top, well, it was supposed to be 10, but I couldn't figure 10, so it's 11. Anyway, and people wanted to be in that top 11. But these are the top 11, and these folks have really made stuff happen. So,
oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. Okay, first of all, I'm Melinda, and this is Kate of the Coaches Console. It's probably important that you know that as your host and as the people who brought this amazing group to you. So we're part of the Coaches Console. We're actually co-founders of the Coaches Console, and we are the leaders and creators of our Easy Breezy Coaching Business Bootcamp. So again, I'm Melinda, and this is Kate, and you know we're just here to have a lot of fun. It's kind of a casual setting, that behind-the-scenes look. So bear with us as we just kind of go through this and just have a lot of fun together.
Absolutely. And so what I want to do is have each person introduce themselves, tell you who they are, where they're from, the name of their business, what kind of people they serve. So I'd love to start with Lori. Would you be willing to tell us all about you? In 60 seconds or less, Lori.
Okay, sure. Ready, set, go. So my name is Lori Wayne, and I am a certified business and money coach from Loveland, Colorado. And I work with service-based businesses and entrepreneurs who are just totally stressed out and frustrated because they're working incredibly hard, but they have a really hard time growing and sustaining their revenue. And they don't really have much to show for all their effort. So basically, they're struggling to make and keep money.
Got it.
Based in after working with me and coaching, working with my coaching and my business experience, my clients learn how to charge what they're worth and get it, create a profit pyramid for their business, and prioritize their marketing efforts so that they consistently attract the right paying clients. And the great news about all this is once they do that, they can create financial abundance. They have more free time, they've got successful businesses, and they've got a great balanced life that they love.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks, Lori.
Sure.
And then you can go up and ride your horses.
Yeah, woo!
Perfect. Thanks, Lori. Casey, how about you? Sharon, Casey.
Sure, yeah, Casey's my nickname. My name's Karen Carlson, and I go by Casey. My business is Video for Results. I work with entrepreneurs who have control of their website, for starters, and who are mainly the main spokesperson for their company. But these entrepreneurs, even though they're spokespeople, they get really overwhelmed because it's more technology. Video is more technology for them to learn, and they're already trying to do it all. they get on video and they get in front of the camera and they get really nervous. And they're not really sure what to say on video and what video really will do for them.
Mm-hmm.
So so what I do is I provide two distinct services. And I think of it kind of like a client sandwich. So I teach them the script and speech coaching and the technical side of creating a video, recording their video so that it looks really professional. And then I take care of all the editing and production side, and I can optimize it for their YouTube channel and customize the video, compress it basically for any platform that they need. My clients gain confidence to share their stories, and they understand why they're using video in their marketing plan. And video helps them more quickly and confidently connect with prospective clients. Clients feel like they've already met them when they have seen their videos, so they spend less time marketing their work to people who are really not their ideal clients.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks, Karen. That's great. Allie, how about you, my dear?
Hello. Yes, so I'm Ali Godding, and I run Mind Spa, and I love helping successful women, heart-centered professional women who want to achieve even more. They're successful already and they want to achieve even more, and I really help them to get ahead, stay ahead without the overwhelm and exhaustion. So really being able to get it all done whilst remaining healthy and having a healthy, balanced life.
Yeah, and you know, because you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Indeed, indeed. So yes, that's me.
Nice to have you here.
Great to be here, thank you.
Super. Kathleen, how about you?
Hi, I'm Kathleen Fors, and I'm from Kingwood, Texas. And I work with intelligent, capable adults internationally who struggle to reach their goals. They often feel frustrated, exhausted, and overwhelmed. They've tried almost everything, but still feel blocked to success. Having health and weight issues, relationship problems, unfulfilled career, money challenges, and just not feeling good about themselves and their life.
Mm-hmm.
After my clients go through my newly developed, one-of-a-kind, holistic emotional makeover, they are empowered, happy, healthy, grateful, and transformed, living a life beyond what they could imagine.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Great. Larry, how about you?
Hello. Well, first thing is I'd like to hire everybody who just spoke. All of your services.
You need them, Larry. I understand. Me too.
I'm Larry Jacobson, and my company is Breezy Coaching. I'm in San Francisco, California. And who I serve is new people who are just about to retire, those who have just retired, or those who have been retired maybe for a year and up, who are looking for fulfillment and purpose in their life. There's a common problem, which is that people who have retired, who are working, have had an important role at work. They've had their work has been their identity for nearly all their lives, and when they retire, they're pretty much destined to sit in front of the television an average of 4.5 hours per day. If they don't come up with an encore journey, an encore career, an encore something. So I help them find that. And I've developed an online interactive video course called Sail into Retirement, delivered through the Coaches Console program, through the system. And it's a self-guided coaching program, and it has 9 modules, and after each of the modules, there's interaction with me, their coach, via this portal, private portal that we have, and then I follow up at the end with a personal Skype call. And it's a way to make coaching a little bit more scalable and reduce cost for the more people.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks, Larry. And that allows you to get out there and go sailing. I get it.
Next, you're going to be coaching on the sailboat with them.
Well, you can see I'm at the beach here.
Yeah, we know.
Don't rub it in. There's 18 inches of snow here.
Svea, how about you?
Hi. Did you say... Hello?
Svea Van der Hoorn, yes. How about you, my dear? Tell us about you.
Thank you. There was a small gap. Hi, I'm Svea. I live in Cape Town in South Africa, but I enjoy being a universal citizen, having lived in many different places. I work with capable, forward-thinking women and men who've become stuck in doldrums of overwhelm, or they often are trapped in storms and crises. They seem to be frantically busy, but they're low on accomplishment. They second-guess themselves, and doubt has become this constant companion that sits on their shoulder. And their confidence, well, that's just some kind of a vague, faded memory that they vaguely remember. My special niche is working with coaches who are struggling with ethical dilemmas and reluctant and resistant clients. What I do is I activate adult learning via training, coaching supervision, and ICF mental coaching. What delights me is that my clients begin to smile again, which is always a good sign, as they restore their clarity, recognize their resources, and recover their confidence and create meaningful and impactful and profitable working lives. And I guess I've become known as the person who says, don't wait around until your circumstances change. Let's get on with getting forward and sailing into something new.
Great, Svea. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sharon Svenson, how about you? Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Sharon Svenson. I live in Idaho, in a remote town in the mountains, and my business is Svenson Hypnosis. I work with individuals that are suffering from different mental or physical conditions, from somebody that's gotten a diagnosis with cancer to people with migraines, immune disorders, and depressions and anxieties. We tap into the power of the mind and the inner guidance, and I lead them through this joyful, efficient process where transformations happen quickly. People release or they mitigate the different illnesses and come back into that inner peace. It's wonderful. I love my work.
Great. Oh, thank you so much. Folks, thank you all so much for letting us know who you are and who you serve. Now I've got a few questions for you.
Oh, wait, we have one more introduction. Oh, we just had another grad that Devora's here.
Oh, Devora's here. Yay!
Devora, we're totally putting you right on the spot.
Great. Awesome. Hi. Got my Mickey Mouse ears on.
Hi there.
Oh, and we can see your video. Yay, it worked.
Yay.
Devora's from pretty far away, too. We had Cape Town, we have England, and Devora, tell us where you're from, your name, the name of your business, and who you serve.
Oh, and you might need to hide your video.
Hide your video because I think it's slowing you down. We've got you stuck with a great smile.
At least it's a good picture. You know, sometimes when they freeze, it's bad.
No, this is a good picture, Devora. Can you hear us still?
All right. Well,
we'll wait till we get you back.
Okay, we'll come back to Devora.
Okay,
keep going.
All right. So, we talked about how these folks got there, but now I want you folks to understand what it is that they did in order to become the rock star cum laude individuals that they have, so that they could get their business off the line, let's say. And the bottom line is, what does it take? And this is a question I'm going to ask you first, Allie, if that's okay. What did it take? What motivated you? So many people that buy programs, Melinda was saying this in the beginning, we get in, we get excited, we buy a program, and we never even get to it. It ends up a big expense with no value. What kept you motivated to stay with this program?
So I have to confess, I am one of those people who've bought many, many programs before and not necessarily taken all the action. So so I'm with that camp. I can totally understand where they're coming from because I've totally been there. And what kept me motivated to really do everything I needed to do was the blended approach. So with regard to the Easy Breezy Bootcamp, we had the Facebook group, we had step-by-step guidance through each part of the development process that we needed to go through to get our business off the ground. And I I think the structure, and literally, I was talking to somebody about this earlier today, actually, because I was telling them all about it, and I was saying the ability to be guided literally step by step through what I needed to do enabled me to just go, right, I need to do X, Y, and Z, check, check, check. I've done it. You know, it allowed me to schedule things in my diary so I knew I had the time. And then the kind of community element. I mean, these people that we're on the call with now, we've been, you know, supporting each other on the Facebook group, making each other laugh when we're wanting to pull our hair out because we're like, oh, you know, I've got so much going on. So the community aspect was, you know, is a massive motivator. The step-by-step element, the Q&As. I mean, I'm from England, as you mentioned, and I'm not really in a position always to be on the calls live. But I found that the Q&A calls, they covered questions, like other people's questions, were things that either I had thought about and I was asking myself, or I hadn't even thought about, and actually I needed to think about. So that was really, really powerful. So I think it, for me, was the blended approach and the step-by-step. That's what kept me at it. If it hadn't been for that, then I may well have, you know, found it difficult to take the action. It just made it so easy to actually do it and to bring it to life. So yeah, the motivation part wasn't difficult with the structure that we had.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks, Allie. That's super. Great. Casey, how about for you? What commitment did you have to make to yourself and your business to stay motivated?
Well, Kate and Melinda and everybody, you know, this boot camp for me, in a way, I actually used it as a life preserver. You know, so for me, coming every week was just so important because I had a tough year this year, and so it was kind of a joyous occasion, and it kept me moving forward in my business and focusing. I had a lot of emotional stuff going on in my family, but this boot camp helped me stay focused, and really I followed it step by step, and it really gave me a ton of motivation. Maybe, you know, the joy that you both bring to boot camp really buoyed me and really made me believe that this was really going to be my year.
Cool. Nice. Great. Thanks, Casey. Svea, I'm going to ask you the same question before we go on to another. What was the commitment that you had to make to yourself, to your business, to make this investment really worthwhile and get you to this place?
Perhaps the most important thing was to, you know, an interesting way was to get over myself and at the same time take myself deeply seriously. And what that really meant was I needed to get really close to the idea of the possibility of flourishing in what many people would think of as the second half of my life. And then I had an added motivator, which is that I had an uncle who was with me at the time that I signed up and who said, go for it. And he's 85, so I thought if he thinks it's a good idea, I better do it.
Wow. It's like what Larry calls the encore act of your life. Like, here it comes, this is what we're going to do. Nice.
Yeah. There's one other thing I wanted to say is I think the main thing that really was the thing I needed to manage in myself. I'm not sure if a chameleon is known to everyone. They're those little animals that change color. And I felt often like a chameleon on a Smartie box, which is a sweet box with lots of different colors on it. And you sort of get stuck and paralyzed because you don't know what to do. However, I soon discovered that adaptability, calling on my adaptability and my flexibility and my humor really helped a great deal.
Nice.
And it was lots of hard work.
Nice. And Svea, you're in South Africa, so the Eastern time zone. Were you able to come to the calls live, or did you listen afterwards to the recordings, or both?
I did both, but I have to say that my moment of glory was when I got up at 3 a.m. in Singapore whilst I was teaching between 2 days and managed to get onto the call and then discovered that most of what was happening on the call I'd already done that work.
Nice confirmation.
Wow.
We'll talk about self-care later.
That's beautiful.
And It was a
That's
pleasure.
commitment, Svea.
Yeah.
That's amazing commitment. Congratulations.
It's cool. Cool.
So, Larry, I'm going to ask you a question, and part of it is, you know, what was it for you that I know your retirement coaching business, and I know how, as a matter of fact, I've begun taking Larry's course, it's helping you bring to the world what's so important. So, tell me this. What was the commitment you made when you started this process? You bought this program and you started this process. What was the commitment? And say it in a way that someone else thinking about it will say, wow, am I that committed or not? Because I'm hearing commitment is the thing.
Commitment is the thing. I have to back up just a hair because in order for you to understand it, which is that I was coaching executives and entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And especially the executives, every single executive that I talked to had the same question: what am I going to do when I retire?
Mm-hmm.
And so the light bulb went off, and I thought, maybe I should just focus on that, just focus on coaching retirees. So I spent a year reverse engineering my own retirement, and I created this program, Sail into Retirement. And then all of a sudden I realized, okay, now I have this wonderful program, Sail into Retirement. What am I going to do with it, and how am I going to get it out to the world? And so I started looking around at kind of, companies like yours and systems to deliver this program to people. And my commitment was forced by the fact that I had this program and I wanted to get out to many people, so I needed a system. So my commitment was, in that sense, it was a little bit easy because I was forced to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the other.
I want to interrupt you for a second, Larry. You say I was forced to do it, but there's a lot of people that I have talked to that have this same, they're in a similar spot as you, where they've got the content, or they have the idea of what they want to, how they want to help serve people, but there's no forcing. So what
Well,
really
Well, one of the things that I say to clients, in fact, I was just saying this to someone the other day, and they said, "Did you make that up?" And I said, "Yeah." Is that neither words nor worry affect outcome. Only action affects outcome. And I turned it. That's something I had turned around onto myself and saying, what are you doing about this? You can talk about it all day long, but how are you going to really serve people? And that's what I really realized a couple years ago, is that for me to feel really good about my encore and what I'm doing for the rest of my life, I get the best feeling from serving others and from helping others. And so that was my commitment, is that I saw this, I had to have a system in order for me to deliver this to people. Otherwise, I was just going to be talking to people. And I wanted more than that. I wanted results.
Nice. Thank you, Larry.
That's a question. And thank you to someone who just used the word buoy. I appreciate it. I can't remember who that was.
Yeah, thank you. Or Sharon. I forget.
Well, when I sailed around the world, you follow buoys. You follow buoys as you sail. And so when I came back, I thought, well, I should be a buoy. They guided me all the way around the world, so I can be one.
Oh, nice. I love it. Thanks, Larry.
Sure.
Kathleen, let me ask you. Now, you have a very different business. You have created your own system, Holistic Emotional Makeover. What was the commitment for you around that, and why were you able to stick to it and make things happen for yourself and your business?
Well, I had spent about the last 2 years developing this program. I had hired people to do websites that did not meet my expectations and didn't really deliver on my promises. So I was frustrated with that, and I had taken some training to deliver a premium package, a fee package to go along with my program. So I was looking for something just like Coach's Counsel to be able to match my high premium package. I wanted everything about my website, everything about my business to be the highest quality possible. And so when I got introduced to Coach's Console, I thought, oh wow, this is going to take care of, you know, the autoresponders, the special report, you know, the signing of the agreement, you know, just a number of things that I had made a list of that I wanted to have. And so that's what you know, I signed up for. And what I have to say is that the Coach's Console delivers even more than I realized. And, you know, I'm not exactly a young chick, and I wasn't raised with computers and the network and so on. So I hired somebody to make sure that I could implement, you know, to get some support. And, you know, the Coach's Console has the virtual assistants, which are great too. So, but I had been looking for what Coach's Console has to provide for like 2 years, and I didn't really even know it was out there.
Wow, great. Well, thanks. It sounds like a lot of your commitment was focused on you. You had something special, and I've heard that from many of you. Something special you wanted to give to more than just yourself and your friends, and the only way you knew how to do that was to commit to move forward and make something happen. And we're glad that you all found us.
No, we found y'all.
So am I.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.
How about a funny, embarrassing?
Oh, Sharon, you're going to get this one. You ready, Sharon? This one's for you.
Okay.
Not hard. So what was the most fun and or embarrassing part of the Easy Breezy Bootcamp for you? Getting your business up and running.
I'll start off with what I would label embarrassing. That I feel inadequate when it comes to technology, and I would go to feelings of kind of embarrassment or shame that I didn't even know the vocabulary, the basic things on the computer. So what really was wonderful is just the wealth of support that the Easy Breezy Bootcamp offered. So I just went through that embarrassment, and I kept asking the questions, and it was just beautiful. So those would be, to me, the kind of embarrassing, humiliating moments.
And now, Sharon, now that you've gone through, you're a rock star boot camper, one of our top graduates, what's different for you now? What have you conquered?
Well, did you want to hear the fun moments too?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just really quickly, some of the really fun moments were, well, when I got the news that I won the contest, I did a little happy dance with my granddaughter.
Nice.
And the process of just seeing my dreams come true and come into fruition was so empowering and joyful. Those are really happy moments.
Oh, that's awesome.
I wanted to share the joyful ones too. So what was the other part of the question?
The other part was, you know, you've now come through it. You started out saying, oh my gosh, a 5-year-old knows more about technology than I do, which I started there
that
too.
really 3-year-olds do.
Don't tell me that. You feel even worse, but go ahead. But so now from where you are now, you've pushed through some tough stuff for yourself, things you weren't sure of. From where you are now, how does it feel now? How's your confidence level? Where are you moving towards?
Oh, it's so different. I mean, I felt really confident as a coach in what I could do, but different things like asking for higher prices, just even sometimes asking to have people pay me. So wonderful things that unfolded were I guess in September I've been slowly raising my prices, and I am making 150% higher than what I was making before. And I love that I have now ideal clients.
Yeah.
I love that I'm reaching out to through the newsletter and other things that Coach's Console provides, that I'm now connecting with past clients. And they're seeing me in a whole different light too. It's just I did not have a professional front. So many positive things.
I'm going to interrupt you. Like, that's just ringing in my ears. Like now, you are making, and I wrote it down, make sure I got it right, 150% more than what you were, and it's made up of your ideal clients.
And what I love too is I feel really peaceful about what I'm giving them, because I'm giving them so much more with the in-between support, and I've just incorporated all these different ideas, and I'm giving the client so much more, and it's changes are happening more rapidly because they're the ideal client, and they are paying more, so they're really committed. So I think all those elements, it's been wonderful. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Love it. Congratulations.
And then I love that I'm going to, I'm building different, before I just offered recordings and they were very unprofessional, and now I'm turning them into more professional and building products. So I just love how this is opening up the doors to new ideas. I was so fearful of doing things like a webinar or a teleseminar, and I still have some fears, but yeah, I'm at a different level of confidence. It's like, well, I can get past my fears. I could do this. So it's very exciting. It's just opened up so many more possibilities and door openings.
Congratulations. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because many people that come to, are in business or come to us or wherever they're going, one of their biggest blocks is, I don't know how to do it, and if I don't look professional, I'm not doing it. And
I don't know anything about that.
What Melinda and I always tell people is do it badly. And when you do it badly, you're always surprised at how good it is, right?
Yeah.
And you were brave enough to do it badly and stick through it and ask for help. So
well, and not do it bad, but you were willing to do it badly, and what ended up happening is it wasn't bad at all.
No, it was excellent. Yeah, so congratulations. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Hey, we have, did Devora make it?
She popped back off.
Okay.
We're having internet problems.
Some folks are having some internet problems. All right, let me, I'm nervous, so I'm clicking my pen. So, Larry, I have another question for you.
It's not about embarrassment.
Of course. What was your most embarrassing moment that you can talk about? In public with
strangers.
Well,
no, that doesn't matter. I can't believe you asked that question.
I can't believe you asked me that question either.
Oh, come on, Larry.
This? Well, I don't embarrass easily.
That's true.
But there was the time when somehow something compelled me to admit that I was wearing red underwear.
Oh. And it wasn't me. All right, we'll move on. What was one of your most fun moments, Larry?
I think it was that moment as well. But that was in the boot camp, and so it became a tradition for every week boot camp, and I guess nobody really knew that, but and I even carried that through to today, just for the
oh dear.
Okay, but I would say that, I mean, if we're talking about kind of embarrassment or doubt, you know, those subjects, I pretty much have am in a brand new coaching industry. Non-financial retirement coaching is something that is not a commonplace field.
Right.
Financial retirement coaching is common. You see it on television and everything. And so I kind of stepped in with a whole lot of doubt, wondering whether, first of all, is the industry validated? Am I validated, because, you know, from my experience and from the program that I created? And a couple of things. One is that the Coaches Council makes me look good, so it validates my my position as a thought leader in the industry. And over the last, well, I don't even know how long it's been, but maybe over the last few months even, I'm getting more and more invitations for speaking, which is validating that what I'm doing is correct, and that I'm on the kind of on the forefront of this industry. I've just been contacted by some filmmakers about creating helping them create a documentary about conscious aging, and I'm doing things like giving talks to like the San Francisco Police Officers Association and their newly retired class. I have one of those coming up next 2 weeks.
Cool.
Next week, I'm a workshop leader at the Encore.org conference, the big conference in San Francisco. And then today, I just got invited to speak at the very prestigious Commonwealth Club in San Francisco.
Nice.
So I think that kind of that doubt that where I started with the industry is slowly being validated, and it's helping me. The Coaches Console makes me look a little bit bigger maybe than I am, or or maybe I am that big. I don't know. But that's the path that I've taken.
You've said that a couple times now, and here in this circle, we know what that means. The Coaches Console makes me look good, makes me look professional.
Yeah.
But to a lot of people that'll be watching this, what does that mean? How so? How so?
How so? Tell us. Well, it provides the platform for me to put samples of my program, for me to show that I actually use legitimate companies like PayPal that I'm working with, who take to take money, that I'm not just kind of fly-by-night Larry, taking your money and running. And it also allowed me to create a website that's focused specifically on this particular aspect of my career, my career life. My other website, which was all about my sailing trip and my writing and my speaking, now I finally have them linked together. That's a big coup for today. Yay! But I think it allowed me to focus particular on this aspect of my field.
Cool. Very cool. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being here. And I understand, Larry, that there might be you might have to move your car. And I want to thank you for being here.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure. That's Larry at BuoyCoaching.com.
Thanks, Larry.
When grandchildren and golf are not enough.
When grandkids and golf are not enough. That's right.
Awesome. Thanks.
Wait, one more thing.
Actually, just hang out for a little bit longer. You're good. Just keep hanging out. Don't go move your car. Your car will be fine.
Devora, we just had you able to join us, and we're so glad you're here. We would love it if you would take a second to introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, what your business is about.
And I also see that Carol just joined.
Oh,
hey,
great.
Carol. And so right after Devora, how about you do a quick introduction as well? Perfect. Okay, cool. Devora, are you there? Oh, we're so close. Everybody pray for an internet miracle.
What's a mersile?
All right, let's give Carol a shot, and then we'll go back and see if we can get Devora up. Sometimes internet connections are crazy. Hey, Carol, so nice to have you here.
Hi. I'm a technology coach. No, just kidding.
Welcome to our call. And we're
I want to throw my computer out the window is what I want to do. But anyways, so you want an introduction, right? So I'm Carol Williams.
Tell us your name, where you live, and about the name of your business, who you serve, and what kind of results do they get?
Gotcha. So I'm Carol Williams. My company is EPS, Efficient Productivity Systems. I'm a workplace productivity coach. I specialize helping business owners with ADHD get unstuck and get to where they want to go. Okay, so I'm based in New Hampshire, which if anybody doesn't know where that is, it's in Northeast United States, and it's about 2 hours north of Boston.
Oh.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Kate's just kind of doing popcorn style of questions. And
well, actually, Carol, let me ask you a question since you joined us a little bit later. Tell me this. What is the one thing that you've learned over this last 4 months that has helped you move your business forward the most?
I love the autoresponders.
Cool. Okay. And what does that do for you?
It helps me keep in touch with people effortlessly.
Nice. Nice, nice. And
I
since
like
you're
that.
a time management type person,
Yeah. because as I was listening to your session 7, we're lazy. I'm pretty lazy. I don't want to have to think about, I got to call that person, I got to, you know, one thing, I meet you once, I give you my gift, and the stuff just keeps rolling. And you're right, on the 5th time, sometimes they write back and they say, well, you know, but at least they say something, because the first time or second time it might not work. So I think the autoresponders are the best.
Thanks, Carol. I appreciate it. And I will explain what I said about lazy.
I don't want to know.
Oh, no, it's good. My concept is that you get to be the laziest coach ever because you have your systems in place, and all you have to do is get them started and then connect with your client. You don't have to mess with all the background stuff once you get them set up, so you get to be lazy. Great.
All right, somebody's got a voicemail going.
On the background. Great.
When you call my house, when you call my office, everything rings. Everything.
God help us.
Bell rings.
Devora, can we get you back again? Can we try one more time? Can we hear you? Speak with us, Devora.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, she's there. She's like faint.
Very faint. She's in Israel. It's really far.
Can you hear me?
Devora, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Whisper.
Can you hear me now?
Yay! Fast, get it all in.
Please say who you are, your business, who you serve, and what results they get. Quickly.
I'm going to say it really fast before I have another technical problem. Okay, so I'm Berkowitz, and I help heart-centered spiritual women who are feeling anxious and overwhelmed that they're not fulfilling their soul's purpose and potential. And this can show up as being stuck in relationships or in their health and well-being, or not moving forward in their business or in their finances. So I connect them to their inner voice and their creative power so that they can move forward and feel fulfilled in all of those areas and really thrive in their life and in their business.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. And one more question. What was the commitment that you had to your business that made you stick out this boot camp and make a difference in your business?
Oh my gosh. I was really, really needing the Coaches Console for a long time. I was really stuck with having a website that was not doing anything, and I had just invested in a 6-figure course. I grew my program, my step-by-step system. I was ready to go out and bring it to the world, and I just couldn't move forward. I couldn't put all of those online pieces together. And I'll tell you, every webinar I had shivers and tears in my eyes. I was so thankful to have this program and to have these steps that helped me put my business together. So it's just my passion for helping women, getting out there and fulfilling my purpose. I'm so really grateful for your program.
So your passion was what really motivated you to stick to it. Now, did you attend things live, or did you listen to the recordings? Because you're living far away from us.
Oh yes, I was up from 11 to 12:30 p.m. at night. Sorry, 12 a.m. in the morning. I did not want to miss either one of you and your wisdom and the amazing things that I could get out of this. I knew that this was going to be the key to me moving forward. I'm really, really, really happy that I joined you guys.
Beautiful. Well, we're so glad you're here, and congratulations on being one of the top 11. We've all earned it, and you've all been great. Thanks, Devora. Hey, Allie, I've got another question for you, young lady.
Hello.
So what I want to know from you is, what are your next steps? What are you going to do next to build your business, to keep it moving, keep that momentum that you've created?
So I think what's really exciting is that now I've got all my, as Devora was saying, all the pieces, all those many online pieces that you've got to kind of weave together. I feel like that's all done. So it's enabling me to focus on 3 things. One is doing what I love the most, which is coaching people and women in particular. And I get to do that and not have to worry about all these other bits and pieces that are going on. So that is fantastic. I get to focus on serving my clients delivering the exquisite client support that I've been trained to be able to deliver, and that's the number one thing I love to do. And then I'm also able to focus on attracting new clients. So because everything is so neatly kind of automated and there's just this beautiful kind of funnel, if you like, I can spend the time having the fun, going out networking, meeting new people, and inviting them to access my free download, and then the rest just takes care of itself. So I'm kind of focused on the front end, if you like, and I can focus on that. And then I'm also then able to focus on converting those people who have demonstrated interest in what I have to offer. I can then focus on converting them through to clients and paying clients, and I'm delighted to be able to say that since the boot camp, I have quadrupled my active client base, which is phenomenal. And been able to work with clients on my biggest, most significant packages, which is again fantastic. Means I'm able to serve them, really help them come unstuck, and get what they want done. So the next thing for me will be product development. So I'm working on some programs that I'll be delivering through teleseminars and other webinars. So it's allowing me to focus on those things, but really kind of delivering what I love to deliver, the core business, focus on my clients, focus on attracting new clients, and then being able to do some innovation as well.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Allie. Appreciate it.
That's what I love about all these details. You guys know that I'm a lover of systems, organizations, getting all that structure. Like, structure breeds freedom.
Yes, yes.
It really does. And when you have all the little details, they're not, all these hundreds of details aren't pulling you, so that, like you said, Allie, when you're in an enrollment conversation, somebody's shown interest, you can put all of your energy and attention, you can be present to master the skills of enrollment and to really serve that person in whatever decision is best for them. And you're not doing it with all this stuff pulling you in all these different directions and distracting you. You can really show up and powerfully serve even your prospects before they become clients.
And I think that's one of the things that I've really learned through this process, through this journey, is that having that structure, it breeds creativity, it breeds freedom, and it breeds, in a way that I've always quite liked structure, but it's from the online perspective, really tying it all together in such a neatly integrated way. I never really thought I was capable of doing it, and to be able to be capable of doing it and then free myself up for all the other good stuff is, amazing.
Yeah, awesome. Great.
I'm using a lot less sticky notes because of Coach's Console.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm really glad. On that note, Sharon, I've got one more question for you, Sharon, and that one is, what would you say it takes to be a rock star like you guys are? What did it take for you?
Well, to me, I started off with clarity of what I wanted for my business. And then really within a couple of months of looking at different things that you offered, I got your offer and it fit everything. It was just so right. I hope sound is still going.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you're great.
Okay. And then years ago, I decided that I was worth committing to. So, and I went to a place of, well, I follow through with my commitments, and I'm worth just like I commit to other people to commit to. So, to me, it felt really easy committing to it. And then there was just such wonderful, nurturing support, as well as what Allie was saying with those step-by-step. You guys really made it easy to follow through and bring it together.
Thank you, Sharon. That's awesome. Okay, I've got another question for Lori. Lori, now that you're all set up and things are moving with your business, what would you say was the toughest part of sticking to it? Toughest part for you? The days when you were really like, oh God, I can't do another whatever. I just can't make it. Oh my God, there's a million. I must ride my horse. I can't possibly go to this class. What were the things that kept you going?
I go ride my horse is my treat for doing all the other things in my life. I think for me, it was a couple things. It was number one that I said, okay, I got myself on this path, and I'm going to practice what I preach. If you get yourself on a path, you've decided where you want to go, you just have to like take the steps to get there. And you have to hang in and keep doing it. And the other big thing for me, because I've been self-employed for 15 years, I've had a thriving consulting business, and then coaching was a much smaller part of that. But as I'm moving towards I'm in my mid 50s, so as I'm moving towards the 60s and wanting to follow buoys around, I really want to build the coaching part of my business much more so than the consulting part, because I think it's a nice transition. It's work that I'll really enjoy doing for a longer period of time. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of like, all right, Lori, like the rubber meets the road. Like you can't say you're not going to do one thing and not get going on the other thing.
Right.
And so having the coaches console, the discipline of the calls, and I loved getting the summaries after the calls, the little homework, and here's the action steps, because technology, I'm not really all that fast with it sometimes, and so I couldn't always keep up on the calls, but to go back right after the call and look, and it's awesome that those videos are available here for us so that we can go back in and teach ourselves some of the things that are things we want to learn. But for me, that was a thing. It was like this carrot over here of lucrative consulting business dangling itself around, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just still do it, but because it's funding what I'm doing with my coaching business right now, and so I'll still do it, but I still must put the time and the space and the process in place to be building my coaching business, or else I'll be 12 months down the road again and go, oh yeah, there's that coaching business thing I was wanting to expand.
Yeah.
And so that's what was really helpful for me. And it's interesting because now the prospecting and the networking and the marketing I'm doing for the coaching business has actually had some other fun consulting stuff drop into my lap that is stuff that is fun to be doing in the transition. So it's kind of interesting how they're feeding off of each other.
Yeah. When we put it out there in the universe, we don't always know what's going to come back, but as long as it's people that you love working with, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, my mantra right now is no yucky work.
Perfect.
I only want to do fun work. Exactly. No yucky work.
Only fun work. Yeah, if it's not fun, we don't do it. That's right. That's been our mantra for years. If it's not fun, we don't.
I need a boa or something, I guess, right?
Well, you mean like this?
There you go. And there it is. It happens to be handy.
If it's not fun, we don't do it.
Yeah.
If we're not having fun, we need to change that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes it, and that's been our commitment. Because there are days, and here's the thing, you guys have completed this program. Your businesses are in incredible places, and as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, it never stops. Well, it could stop, and you could plateau, and you could be happy with what you have and just keep that going. But that's actually a harder business to maintain.
Yeah.
Because as entrepreneurs, there's this creativity inside of us, and because we're in the industries that we're in, there's also this service level that's inside of us that has to come out. And so just because you land in one place and you've arrived doesn't mean you're done. And so what you're saying, Lori, that I hear is, integrity, walking your talk was at the source of what kept you going when things got tough. And that's what's going to keep going. And now you've added in a new mantra. We only do what's fun. No yucky work. We only do what's fun. And when the crap is around, like those mantras are so vital to moving forward. People discount them, and they really do make a very big difference. Awesome.
Thanks, Lori.
Lori, we're going to thank you for your time. We've got a few other grads that are getting ready to pop in. So we just want to thank you for being here and for being willing to share your experience and let the viewers kind of see behind the scenes of what it took to get you where you are in your business. And I have no doubt that in the weeks and months and years to come, we're going to be seeing and hearing a lot more success stories from you. So
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Enjoy riding those horses and enjoy the snow. I do love snow. I love that you have snow there. You're rubbing that in for me. So enjoy that for me.
And take care of those entrepreneurs. You're great at it.
Yep.
And they
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Lori, thank you so much.
Thanks for being
Bye.
Can I add something to this subject?
Yeah,
sure.
So there was a term that I heard yesterday that is called encorepreneur.
Mm.
Yeah, did you make that up?
I thought that was pretty cool. But an encorepreneur, yeah. So it's what you're doing in your later in life. But what I wanted to kind of confess, we're talking about what you kind of your commitment, and what could have gotten in your way or what was getting in my way. So I kind of had to get out of my own way. My problem was I think that I had a little bit too much experience. I had 20 years in the sales and marketing industry in the C-suite, and what was good about Coach's Console was that after I decided just get out of the way and listen to Kate and Melinda, and just let them tell you what to do, and all I did was do what you said. That's it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything else. I didn't do anything special. I didn't add anything. And I had to let go of my sales and marketing experience because that was kind of all different. And I just did what you guys said to do, and that made it easy for me just to kind of follow along. And, okay, step 1, step 2, I can do that. I'm not really good at following instructions usually, but in this case, so I did have to kind of get out of my own way, but in this case it worked.
Great. Thanks, Larry. We appreciate it. Carol.
Yeah.
So,
Do you see I'm smiling now? I wasn't smiling half an hour ago.
I know. I'm glad you're smiling.
I know. I look better when I smile. I've been told.
Glad you're here.
We're so glad you're here. No, it is tough. Technology is not always our friend. And
you know, I don't know. But at any rate, I'm past it finally now that I have a good 5 minutes to stay here.
Good. So let me ask you this question, Carol. When you committed to doing this, was it about you? Was it we've heard it's business, some it's passion, some it's freedom. What was it for you? Why did you commit and make it happen? Because so many people buy things and never do anything.
Yeah. Well, so everybody has their aha moments, and I've been sort of moving along different ways. I started my business in 2009, so it's not like I'm brand new, but it's been evolving. You know, it's a journey.
Sure.
And so much the same as the woman that just hung up, the long blonde hair woman. You know, you do more than one thing in your company, right? And so coaching was a piece of it. But I had this idea in June. I said to myself, if I just threw this whole thing away and decided to get a real job, what would I miss the most? And the answer is I would miss coaching the most. So I put it in my head that I needed to bring that to the forefront. And then an email popped in my box in August for Melinda and Kate's, and mostly it was Melinda talking, I think, webinar. And I wasn't going to buy it. I wasn't going to buy it at all. And then all of a sudden, she just made so much sense. I was her ideal client, you guys' ideal client. It was all spitballs and duct tape. So, you know, what it was.
It's the first time I've ever been called
next webinar.
Her business was.
Duct tape. Because I had the MailChimp, I had QuickBooks, I had, you know, everything basically everywhere. Yeah. And I said to myself, oh my God, I need this. And it's true. Yeah. And opposite to the man who just spoke regarding I love that, the encorepreneur, I am a rule follower to a fault. So if you tell me what to do, I will not only do it, but I have to do it. So I'm very good at that. So that's what made, and I said, this is it. If this doesn't work, if I follow this system and I do my marketing, I've done a lot of marketing, I've done a lot of things. If I put those two together, preparedness and opportunity, I have lots of opportunities, but I was never that prepared. I was I like Kate described, I was just prepared enough, you know, and I could really relate to what she was saying. Because the last thing on earth I wanted to do was be like Melinda, who before I went out at all outside of the walls of my home to have everything completely ready. I would never do that in a million years. So it killed me, or almost killed me.
But if the system is there and you can jump into it,
it's the best. Now I know what I'm doing. Well, I always knew what I was doing, but
together, I just use it.
It's beautiful. And so that was my aha moment, and I don't even remember what the question was, but that, I think it answered the question.
It did definitely answer the question. Thank you. What I'm hearing is that you realized that if I didn't do this, I wasn't going to make it. And
I wasn't going to do it. I've been doing a lot of things, believe me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then the boot camp thrown in. I got to tell you, this is what I would suggest for you guys is make sure that when you do your webinars that you really emphasize, you probably did but I forgot, is that you aren't just showing people how to use this, you're actually imparting invaluable, and I do mean that, business advice. So like I was doing things like, you said business model 1 up to 50 grand, and you don't do these things until I was doing these things, and I was wondering why I wasn't making money because I was up here trying to do these things, you know? And once I wrapped my head around, well, wait a second, I'm in the wrong business model, I could then give myself permission to like let go of those things and just get my core stuff in place, and then I could grow back into that stuff. I mean, that's huge, huge, and nobody tells you this stuff. Nobody tells you this stuff. So you guys are like gold.
I'll give you the what if.
We love to tell you you're doing it wrong. But you know, and I want to clarify this because what Carol is saying, folks, for those of you listening, is that we talk about the business models, and there are 3 business models that we talk about. And the first one is if you're making from $0 to $50,000.
Now, wait, what? Consistently in annual revenue from 0 to 50,000.
Right.
Not what you want to make, not what you potentially can make. What is your business generating? And if you're generating from $0 to $50,000 in revenue consistently, then you're in business model number 1. Okay.
And when you're in that business model, there are certain things we teach you to do. And most people are trying to do this and this and this.
With marketing and sales and client support and product development. And
all they do is get into spaghetti, and it makes them crazy, and they don't make money.
And then they have, what'd you call it? Duct tape and
spitballs.
Spitballs and duct tape.
And that's what
you can use that. You have my permission to.
I am totally going to use that. That is the best visual, and so many people can relate because that's what we encounter people having is they're all over in their business models. They're trying to live in business model number 2 or business model number 3, and they don't even have the first one working yet.
Right.
It's all this stuff together. So thank you for calling that out.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. And thank you for this because I have a child with an orthodontist appointment, so I need to go. So I'm sorry about that, but after school time is super hard for me. So
yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. See ya.
I appreciate you guys, and thank you for me being one of the 11. I don't know if I deserve it, but I appreciate it.
You did it.
Thank you very much.
Great.
All right, let me see if I can figure out how to shut this darn thing off.
I'll do
my computer. Bye.
Hey, Svea, let me get you a question here because you have another perspective because of the kind of work that you're doing. So, top of the line for you, what's going to be the next steps for you now that you got the background of your business, or what we call the sexy back end? Now that you've got your sexy back end all set up of your business, what's next for you, Svea?
Ironically, I'm going in 2 directions. One is the webinar route because I really love doing international work, and the idea of being able to be with 1 foot in Africa and, I don't know, a fingertip or a piece of my hair somewhere else is really delightful. But the main thing is that I feel that there are a lot of people out there that I would really like to be able to serve without having to destroy the planet and fly around as much as I used to.
Cool.
And then the other end of it, ironically, is I've fallen back in love with small circles and salon-style, gatherings. And I've begun to discover more and more people who are saying to me, we're so over all the big stuff. And what we really want is the intimacy, the camaraderie of smaller gatherings where people can actually share expertise and support one another. So I'm really delighted. And I also, of course, recognize that the small is beautiful style of gathering really lets people deal with some of what I'm really interested in, which is those ghastly ethical dilemmas and standards of practice issues that come to bite people, and they don't really want to talk about them. Yeah, so I think it's going to be an interesting and challenging year ahead to maintain what I've established through Coaches Console, and at the same time, I've sort of branded myself as the tortoise of Coaches Console, as I think you know, the one who kind of got there just over the line. On the 31st, my 31st of December, your 4:30 p.m. deadline was 11:30 p.m., and there were firecrackers going off outside and people drinking champagne whilst I was doing my last but piece.
And you're here. Woohoo! The fireworks were really for you.
That was it.
But so I'm really looking forward to this idea of taking on the challenge to use the back office automation, which lets me no longer multitask. And from my point of view, that's the most brilliant gift that I've been given by Coaches Console. Is I'm not a multitasker, but I do like to have lots of things going on at the same time. So this ability to focus and know that the magic machine and the magic people are dealing with all the other stuff is just fabulous. It's great.
Great. Well, Svea, thank you so much, and I know it is late for you, so if you wanted to drop off at this point, thank you so much, and congratulations. I know your people are well served by you.
Thank you for the work that you do in this world.
Thank you.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
There's a new person.
Yes, and Margarita, Ms. Martin.
Hey, everybody.
Hey there.
Rock one!
You made it.
You made it.
I made it.
So, Margarita, what I would love for you to do is I'd love you to give us your full name, the name of your business, where you're from, and talk a little bit about who you serve and the results they get.
Okay. My name is Margarita Martin, and I am with Martin Squared Coaching and Consulting. So there's two parts to my business, or our business, my husband and I. I do the coaching and he does the consulting. So my part of the business with my coaching, I do leadership coaching, and I call it life leadership, because what it comes down to is all of us, we all have our roles, and leadership really comes down to influence, and we all have an audience that we influence, and it's a question of how we go about that. And so what I help, mostly my ideal clients are those who are commissionable persons that are in charge of their own paycheck. For example, like in the sales world, whether you're self-employed or you're working for an organization as a sales rep, you're in charge of your own income. So you have that determination and you want to make more money. So those are the folks that I help out the best. I click with them the most. And basically what it comes down to is kind of helping you establish leadership presence. So what my clients come away with is just an understanding, a clear understanding that they do have influence, that they can make more money, they get things kind of organized in their mind in such a way that they can deliver and not feel overpowering or that they're out of place. And just a simple understanding that leadership is influence and that we can influence those around us with our behavior, with our knowledge, and how we move forward in our lives. So that's what I do.
Great. Well, thank you, Margarita, for being here. And we'll have another question for you in a little bit. Someone else has just joined us. Paul, can I ask you to step up and give us your name and the name of your business and who you serve and how you support them? What kind of results do they get?
Great. So can you hear me okay, Kate?
Yes, we can. We can't see you. Hang on. There we go.
You can see me?
we can see your picture, but not your camera. But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't see you yet either, so
All
I
right,
think
but
it's
we can
still
hear
waiting.
you loud and clear.
Okay, excellent. So I'm Paul Daigle of the KeySuccessFactors.com, and I help executives who are also parents create powerful careers and delightful family lives at the same time. These executives feel swamped in information, interruption, and scattered thoughts with no clear way to stay on top of it all. And it didn't used to be that way. Their pleasurable past motivation of looking good is no longer effective. Something has to change. As a father, having raised 6 children while also being an executive, my practical experience blends nicely with my coaching certification to provide more than an accountability partner. My clients appreciate my ability to identify those blind spots and foresee challenges and reveal effective options for them. They gain control of their day despite all the urgency calling for their attention, and feel calmer even when their child or boss is having a temper tantrum.
No worries.
I hear those beautiful sounds back there.
You get an example of how you support people with families and children and executives. So brilliant. Thank you, Paul. And, we have to go back to Margarita for just a minute because, Margarita, one of the things that impressed me about you is that we've got lots of people that come in. Well, this is the thing that impressed me. We've got lots of people who come to the boot camp, and we all struggle to fit things in, but you had a specific, unique situation going on while you were in boot camp. You want to tell about that?
Yes, and her name is Grace. Yay! So Grace is just crying over there to the babysitter. So I have 4 children. I have an almost.
Margarita, meet Paul. Paul. I'm just kidding.
So Paul, I'll be checking out your website here shortly. I've got an almost 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and Grace is 3 months old. And one of the challenges that I had while going through the boot camp was I was pregnant and really close to delivering the baby, and I kept thinking she was coming, and she was coming, and she didn't come, and she didn't come, and I normally deliver early, and so I was one of the questions that I know some of the other folks were asking were about challenges and how did I get through the material, and it really comes down to what you really want, what you really, really, really want. And I, like Paul, I really want a successful business and a successful family. And so there's that balance of taking care of my family and my children, and then also taking care of my clients and developing a business and putting systems into place that can support me in what I find are priorities. So, Kate, when you were talking about you were awesome at networking and getting names and things like that, but you were awful with the follow-through and the follow-up.
That's me.
That's me. Hi, Kate. I do the same thing. and I knew that having, with my 4 children, all of them being so young, I needed something to help me in a systematic way, be able to still be professional, and give my clients what they deserve. There's a reason why I do what I do, and they deserve my attention just like little Grace does. And so with the Coaches Console, I was able and am able to set up those autoresponders, touch those touch points, and it's automated. The networking aspect, Kate, I just love your networking training because it's I need that. I need that in place. And when I came across the Coaches Console, I just knew it was for me. Immediately, I knew it was for me, knowing what my challenges are, what my goals are, what my desires and dreams are, and it's just a matter of being persistent and keep one foot in front of the other. One more step, one more step, one more step. Push the baby out, one more step, one more step, one more step.
And she's beautiful, by the way. Oh, my gosh.
And that's how you do it. I mean, that really is. Like, what you're saying is profound. A lot of times entrepreneurs will get so focused on, like today, for example. Yeah. My whole day was spent in strategic planning mode. That is overwhelming. And we get into this big picture, what's possible for this year and next year, and if we don't break it down to step by step, we won't go forward. We'll drown. But as soon as you can break it down, at least this is what I find for myself, and this is what we teach in boot camp. That's what I hear you saying, Margarita. You just find what's the one next step. That's all I have to know. And like Larry, you put everything that you knew off to the side, and you said, okay, what's the one step that Kate and Melinda are saying to take right now? Let me do that. Mark that off the list. What's the one next step? And you don't have to get so overwhelmed by everything in front of you. And after a little bit of time, it doesn't take much time. It's like a snowball effect. All of a sudden, you're like, wow, look at all those steps I just took. And look at where you are. And now just a few months later, new baby, new business, you're paying attention to each of them equally and doing a brilliant job.
Yes, absolutely.
Way to go. Way to go.
Did you create a special group for the children? What group did you put them in?
Say it again?
The children, are they in a special group?
She segmented them.
Mommy loves you group.
Autoresponder group.
Definitely, definitely. Devora, I've got one more question for you because I know it's late at night for you. What is it that you want to have as your next step in your business? Because you're now organized, you've got things set up. What's next for you? What is it going to be the thing that takes you to that next level?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm really excited to get out in front of people. I started scheduling speaking engagements. I started reaching out to business coaches to help work with their clients on their mindsets for when they're launching their businesses. I created a teleseminar that's starting February 7th. I would like to start my Facebook marketing videos. Just having the console behind me really gives me the freedom and the support to move forward and just get out there into the world to be able to share what I do and attract my ideal clients so that I can really help people who are waiting for my services, just waiting for me to show up and be seen.
Yeah. And you're so right, because there are people out there waiting for this. Each one of you has a very different niche, or whatever you want to call it, people that you serve, and they are waiting for you. It's just a matter of us being organized and ready so that when we meet them, we can move them into what Melinda created for us.
Amen.
Thank you, Devora. That's fabulous. And if you have to hop off, because I know you're far away and it's very late for you, certainly you can go ahead and do that. We're so glad you came here, and congratulations on being one of the top 11.
Thank you. I'm having so much fun. I'm going to stick around a little while longer because I'm just laughing along right with everybody.
Yeah, hang out then.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Casey, I got a question for you. I know that you're the video queen, and I know that you help people get out there. So what was the one thing with Coach's Console that helped you get it so that your business could be out front? Like, we're the background. What helped you feel like I can get out front?
Well, I would say, Melinda and Kate, that when I was looking at trainings for what to do with my business, it was really hard to find the right trainings. I found people that were going to teach me what to write, or all this other leadership stuff, but nobody really offered the website. And I'd always look at their trainings, and I'd just go to the last page and go, oh, now they tell me to go get a website. And I tried to do my own websites, and it's really hard to do that. So having your website and the communication, at first I thought, well, what am I going to do? I'm not really I'm not a coach like all these people are. But then I realized, well, actually, I am a coach. I teach people. I coach people to speak. I coach people's presence. If everybody just looks at the background behind them, you can really tell who paid attention to backgrounds and how key backgrounds are. And I really look at that, what kind of presence, what kind of headroom. So Coach's Console helped me really realize that I actually am a coach. But also, I can deliver videos with Coach's Console. And that was a big concern for me. And that was one of the big questions that I asked is, I have a video business. I need to put videos on the website.
Mm-hmm.
So can you deliver? And I found out yes. And in fact, when I link my YouTube video to that, what happens is, because I have several YouTube videos, people end up on my channel. And they look around at my channel, and there's more videos than just the one they began with. So Coaches Console can even do it for a business like mine, which has a very technical aspect to it.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Casey. Paul and Kathleen, I have a question for each of you. I'm going to go ladies first. Kathleen, tell us, and I know, Kathleen, your business was pretty much set up. A lot of things were set up. You had a lot of pieces in place. So bringing Coaches Console in, what was the challenge of bringing it in to what you already had, and what was the plus of it, both sides?
Well, as I mentioned, I am not the most techie person, so I would say that was the biggest challenge. And the benefits of integrating Coaches Console was amazing. I particularly am enjoying all the records of the emails that are sent out for each contact. So I don't have to remember what's been sent out. I can just go to the contact and see if they opened my email, if they clicked through on my email. It provides a lot of information. And then the other thing is I didn't really care for networking that much. But now that I have my special report with all the autoresponders, it's just great to go to networking and offer people some valuable information that they can use right away, whether they sign up for my coaching or not. I just feel so good about offering the special report and then giving them other information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
you're not selling.
Nope.
You're being of service. And if it's a fit for them, you've given them an opening to continue to work with you. I mean, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's fun that way.
Yep.
It really is. And I have to say that Coaches Console really did an excellent training on how to set up an autoresponder. And I'll tell you, I have taken numerous programs that promised the world, and they didn't really share as much information as you did.
Wow. Great. Well, thank you. And, Kathleen, it's what I'm hearing, too, is that, for somebody who doesn't like to network, usually the reason is because you're not prepared, as Melinda talks about. Now you're prepared. You know the value you bring, and you know the experience that they will have, and you know it will be exactly the same every time. So congratulations, and thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, great. So, Paul, my question to you is, I know you started out pretty much from the base, and I want to know what kept you committed through the process. You got 6 kids, you're doing stuff. I mean, tell us what kept you committed.
Oh, that is actually a great question. It's a great question because I really felt myself hit the bottom. I initially wrote this getting an A letter with the expectation that I would generate revenue from my website by the end of the first month, and then I had all these gremlins and distractions started getting in the way, and then I saw myself getting further and further from my goal, and I thought, oh, I'm severely missing what I said I was going to do. And one of the breakthroughs for me was when you shared about number 11, and that was really fun, and it was really meaningful when I started sharing back out on the Facebook group, and I got the feedback and inspiration and encouragement to just keep moving. And then there was the feeling like I wasn't alone. That was just such a huge relief that I could just fall back into an infrastructure that already exists, just show up every week, do the homework, and if I'm running into a problem, I also have a virtual assistant. I can higher to help me out, and just keep on track and don't give up.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, well, and just for those listeners that haven't been part of our group, the A letter is from Ben Zander's book, Give Yourself an A, and it's about seeing yourself at the end of the beginning of a project. So if you start your boot camp with us or start any project, write yourself a letter of how you will feel, how you'll be, what will be in place at the end of the period of time. And then when you get to the end, you compare the two, and it propels you forward because you already have an A. You can't fail. You already know, and it helps you get focused on where you want to be. So it's a great book, and it's one of the things we use in our business. And the number 11 comes from my husband and I, who discovered that we have a tendency to argue when we drive in the car and at certain things in our lives. Otherwise, we're fabulous. So what we did is we created a number system. So if we're driving down the road and it's dark and I'm nervous because there's deer on the road, I now, instead of saying, honey, be careful of the deer, which drives him nuts, and I don't blame him, I say 27. And move on. And then number 11 became when one of us was really stuck, didn't know how to move forward, we're procrastinating. I have a tendency to clean toilets when those things come up. So I know if I'm cleaning toilets, I'm avoiding something. So our number 11 is when we have to share with one another. So what Paul was saying is on our Facebook group, you can say, number 11, help, and tell people just what it is, and people will be there to support you. So
it gets rid of the emotional charge.
Yep.
I know for me, when I have a number 11, there's usually embarrassment.
Yeah.
There's usually shame. There's all these gremlins and all this stuff. And when you just say number 11, it like bypasses that. You don't have to sort out what that is, why, how's it impacting me, what's going on. Like you just cut to the chase. It's like, I'm stuck. The whole community comes forward and begins to be your confidant. Mm-hmm. And then you can borrow their courage until you can locate your own, and you can keep going. And so we've adopted this number 11 in our, Kate and I have been doing it with each other as business partners. When there's a project one of us is supposed to do, it's just like, I got a number 11, and it's brilliant. We brought it to boot camp, and so thanks for bringing that up, Paul. That's an awesome tool.
That's really fun.
Well, look at the time. We only have a couple minutes.
Oh my gosh. Well, then
I have to move my car.
I want to ask a couple of questions that are important too, I think. You know, what is, and I'm going to ask each of you to answer just quickly. What would you tell a new or newer coach what it takes to be a rock star like you? And I don't mean specifically Coach's Consult. I mean about commitment and the passion you have. So, Allie, can we start with you?
Yeah.
Tell a new coach.
I would tell a new coach to just follow step by step what they know to be in their heart is the right thing in terms of their passion, their niche, the people they want to serve, and just go slow and don't expect it all to happen all at once. Just go slow and accept the riches that come slowly as you go forward, and eventually you will see results, and that's when I think just not having expectations up here, not believing the hype, just getting real and just taking the action you need to take, and you'll get the results.
Love it.
Kate and I have this thing in our business where we say sometimes you have to slow down in order to speed up. And it's a weird thing, but I'll let y'all wrap your minds around that. But you do. You have to slow down, and when you do, you will speed up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So go first gear to overtake.
Thanks. How about KC?
I would say that to somebody new, would say that think about all the bosses that you've had. And obviously you're in your own business because you're done having all those bosses.
Yeah, baby.
And then make sure you are not one of those bad bosses to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You can be so hard on yourself, and this is one of the things I've learned the most in the last 6 months is think about what being your best boss is.
Nice. Thank you.
Be your best boss. You'll have a lot more fun.
Very good. Thank you, dear. Kathleen, how about you?
I am a seasoned coach, have gone through many programs, and my advice to a new coach is to sign up for Coaches Consult. They will save tons of time, energy, and money beyond. And the next thing I would advise is to grow themselves personally and professionally. And what I mean by that is clearing out anything in the way of them, totally loving and accepting themselves, and professionally just to move forward. That's what I would recommend.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kathleen. Larry, how about you?
I would say be careful what you say to yourself, because when we speak to ourselves, we think that we are an authority and that we say things on good authority, and therefore we listen to ourselves. And so it's important what you say internally and what you say externally. I would also give advice of having your priorities in order. And your priorities of, say, A, B, C, D is the system I use. It's very simple. And creating this business was a priority A for me. So everything else was pushed aside. And so that's what I wanted to do. And once you have your priorities set, the decisions about what you're going to do come easily.
Nice.
Yeah, it's never really about time management. It's always about priority management.
Always.
People are having issues. That's one of the things we teach. There's another program that we have, and that's one of the things that we say. It's, you don't manage your time. We all have the same amount. What you manage is your priorities, and that's where the big impact comes. Nice.
Absolutely. Thanks, Larry. Margarita.
Hey, my advice to new coaches or newer coaches is persistence. We only have so much in a day, and we all have big dreams and big goals. That's why we're here. And just realizing that regardless of how slow or how fast you can go at that time, as long as you have persistence and you keep moving one foot in front of the other, you will get there. You will get your goal. Just keep moving one foot in front of the other. Sometimes you're running, sometimes you're crawling, but you just keep moving. Persistence. That's the word for the day. Persistence.
Beautiful. Thank you, Margarita. And I love your name.
Thank you.
Summer's coming.
I'd like to have one.
Larry does. Thanks, Margarita. And give Grace a hug for us.
I will. Thank you.
She's our youngest boot camper, our up and coming boot camper.
Great. Paul, how about you? What would you tell a new or newer coach?
All of these, I'm going to just build slightly off the belief thing, and that is our beliefs dictate our experiences. And one of the beliefs that shifted for me in the Coaches Console was this belief of having fun, working and having fun at the same time. Even though I was working on something that I didn't necessarily at the time want to be doing, but the energy that you both brought to it and the encouragement to keep finding celebration points was just like, my wife was listening to some of it and she's like, see, yes, let's celebrate. And we were dancing and we were like, it was really fun. Yeah.
We love your wife.
What's your wife's name?
Kelly.
Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. Thank you, Paul. That's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Sharon, how about for you?
I would tell a new coach starting out to not get caught up in the fears. That fears are natural. It doesn't mean that it's true. And to come with an open mind. And I loved I'm not sure who said it, but to start with that, I think Larry, that intent, and move forward from there, to let go of perfection and enjoy the process, have fun, not take yourself so seriously. One of the things that I did when I was first starting out is for a year I just got guinea pigs, and I did not have it all together, but phenomenal changes happened for the people. So to not worry about being there, but to take take one bite out of the elephant at a time and just keep moving forward and have fun with it.
Beautiful. Well, thank you all, and I know Melinda has a couple of words to share with us to close.
Yeah, this is, it's a lot to take in, hearing all of you talk about this. You know, this is what we do, this is what we love, and it just comes natural to us, but to hear each of you share your stories and let us in behind the scenes is heartwarming, to say the least. And it's really incredible, because that's one of the hardest things out there, to have this passion and this gift that you have, and to put it out there. It takes a lot of courage. That is no joking around with that right there. And each of you have done it in such unique and individual, brilliant ways. I mean, we've got somebody in the mountains of Idaho. We've got somebody in Israel, the UK. We've got people that are working with the encore stage of your life and holistic. So many different walks of life, and you guys are taking your gifts and talents, packaging them, following your passion, and putting it out there. And there are a ton of people in this world that so want to do that and aren't able to take that step. And that's really, at kind of the core level, one of the reasons I wanted to bring all of us together was to show them that it's possible, and to have them borrow your courage until they can find their own. So thank you for, I know this is a big time commitment. I know you all are very busy in what you're doing and having fun what you're doing. But thank you all so much for sharing your stories, for the dedication. I mean, we've heard things like commitment, priority, consistency, perseverance, vulnerability, transparency, and fun. That's kind of the theme that runs throughout everything. So thank you for being the way showers for the next generation to come of boot campers that'll be coming through this, and for paving the way, and for having the courage that you have.
And I want to pop just a little advertisement in here. If you want to go learn more about these people, these top 11, you can learn about them on coachesconsole.com, and then the tab Bootcamp.
Yeah.
And you can learn about each and every one of our rock stars and who they are, what they're about. You can get their free gifts. I mean, you can see everything they've done and learn from them, because they are the experts that we are wanting you all to know better and understand who they are and how they got where they are and what they're doing with their business that is now rocking and rolling.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you to all of you Rockstar Boot Campers. Thank you to all of you listening in, and may you have the courage to follow your dreams and live your God-given potential in this world to its fullest, beyond your wildest dreams. So thanks, everybody. Bye now. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.